This is Jovan Pulitzer on screen. He's having a conversation with Roseanne right now, and he's claiming that he invented the QR code and a whole bunch of other stuff. And to my knowledge, the QR code was invented by a Japanese guy. I'm super suspicious of everything out of his mouth. He's like a right-wing QAnon nutcase. Oh, yeah, and you know what else he's famous for? He's probably most famous for this right here.
I'm going to give you a name of somebody. You come back and give me one name or one descriptive word. Trump.
Don't take this wrong, but remember I'm Jewish, and a Messiah is, in Judaism, is the person who would bring the one true God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to the world. A Messiah means a great leader, a great prophet. I believe that Donald J. Trump is a Messiah for what's called the New Jerusalem, which is the United States of America. He was it, and he opened everybody's eyes. That's the only way I could describe it. He's a prophecy fulfilled.
Ooh, boy. That's who we're dealing with right now. You know, this is a whole, theology. Absolutely nuts, man.
That those of us who believe in God and law and the Constitution and like the constitutional republic of the United States
Correct.
of America, they think we're the Nazis.
Right. That's right.
You are the Nazis.
That's why they keep on saying white racists or whatever they say.
White supremacists.
Yes, absolutely. Look, I don't know if these guys are white supremacists specifically. Probably not, I would say. Sure, let's just say no for a second. White supremacists have commandeered this whole belief system, and these two people are repeating white supremacist beliefs. They are spreading white supremacist ideals all over the place. So, yeah, white supremacy.
Marxists and Nazis.
We're the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so they, as the actual Nazis, must put us in camps, gas us, kill us.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. Who's trying to do that to you, Roseanne? You think the left is trying to do that shit to you? Really?
Take away our right to vote, nullify our vote, put us in prison,
Didn't she already say that?
manufacture evidence against us that's fake, like they did to Trump,
Right.
to save the world
Right.
from Nazism. So they, the Nazis, believe that they must use the Nazi system to rid themselves of the subhuman Nazis.
Why is she putting this in quotes? Nobody said this. What are you talking about? Oh my God, bro. You know who used to say subhuman? Subhuman? Untermensch. Subhuman. The Nazis did. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. She lives in like another reality where she is the perpetual victim. Oh my God, bro. This is crazy. Get help, Roseanne, for real.
Right.
Those they call Nazis. They, the Nazis, must brainwash everybody to think people who are not Nazis,
And of course, I'm the Nazi in her mind.
which is a lot of Jews.
Right.
They, the
And patriots.
Nazis, claim the Jews are the Nazis and they must get rid of them through gas, manufactured evidence,
What? What are you talking about?
false imprisonment, jury and vote nullification.
Right.
What is she talking about right now? This is insane. Jury and vote nullification? Jury nullification is that thing where the jury knows that the person is innocent. I'm sorry. Yeah. The jury knows the person's innocent, but they're going to vote guilty anyway because they don't like him, right? Or the jury knows the person's guilty, but they vote to not convict because they like them or whatever. That's jury nullification. What are you talking about? This used to happen a lot in the South with the KKK and everything. I don't understand what she's going on about right now.
In order to save them, the Nazis, from Nazism.
Right.
That's
said.
the hijack of the words.
Yeah.
Let's look at all our collective kids.
And they're the lovers of freedom.
Right.
It's work makes free. It's Auschwitz.
It is.
I have no clue what she is talking about right now. This is like peak brain rot.
Yes.
Work makes free.
It's Orwell too.
Right.
It's Orwell.
Well, think about this.
Fuck it. Let's throw everything. It's Stalin and it's Mao and it's Putin. Communazis. It's communazis, right? And it's you know who else it is? It's Imperial Japan and Mussolini and Canada all thrown into one.
We stopped teaching math,
Mhm.
right? We have entire school districts and states can't do math.
New math.
They stopped
What?
teaching history.
Right.
That's how they can now call us Nazis and do what they do.
That's right.
Who stopped teaching history? What?
Not teaching history. They stopped teaching cursive writing and reading. Now, when you do that, you can't read original documents, biblical.
Oh my God, dude. This is good. I love this. I gotta write this one down. This is funny. Communazis using cursive to destroy the world. Cursive. Communazis. Wait. Stopped teaching cursive so kids stay uneducated, basically, right? This is insane.
Documents,
Yeah, they
etc.
don't want
It's all dumbing down so they can replace the new
change,
narrative.
so they can change the internet
It's
and
just like,
whitewash it.
well, that's what's going on right now with the Trump assassination. You
Yeah.
put in Trump assassination, you don't
It
find it
can't
on
come
Google.
up.
And
What? You don't? All right, let's find out. Wow, look at that. I find it all over the place on Google. Huh. Is he lying to me? Is that what's happening? Am I being lied to right now? My God, people, this is crazy.
I told people a week ago, look at that one photo where President Trump has just been shot. He's down. Secret Service has him down. He almost looks like he's praying, blood tickling down his cheek, and you see the American flag. I said, that's the photo. That's now.
I mean, that's just propaganda. That's not what was happening or what it looked like or anything.
They're actually making it where you can't find it.
What? Who's doing this?
Everything they say we do is projection is what they're doing.
What they already did.
It's what the Nazis did. They took over the media. They took over the press. They persecuted you, etc. They are following the blueprint that they've learned through history.
That's right.
Wait, I thought they didn't know history. I thought they weren't teaching history. What are you talking about right now? You know what's really troubling about this to me? I don't believe that Jovan Pulitzer believes any of this. I think he knows better. Roseanne, maybe she's a true believer. I can see that. But Jovan Pulitzer, nah. He knows. They're making shit up right now. They're lying, in my opinion, intentionally. Setting out to deceive people. Does it get lower than this?
To actually put us in now, what we have is this great concentration camp of we can't think, we can't speak out, or we're bad, we won't get services, and they isolate us. But
what? You can't get services if you're a Trump supporter? What services are you being denied for being a Trump supporter? This is insane.
All of this has been planned for decades and decades and decades, and it's been a very slow process.
And it's working.
But what happened is, and I told President Trump this, we're sitting there, we're having a discussion, and I'm
this dude knows Trump? Oh my God.
showing him all the different stuff. And he says, well, Jovan, how did I get elected in 2016? And I said, sir, because people saw you and you were true, and you gave them confidence that their vote would mean something. So people got off.
Well, I don't understand, though. So you're telling me that we can outweigh vote, like cheating systems or whatever? What are you talking about? This doesn't make any sense.
Their asses, got off the couch and went and voted.
Yeah,
and I said, so what Hillary's saying is, hey, we had the election rigged in my favor, but you freaking stole it from me. I said, the linchpin has always been you.
I don't understand.
You made the difference because the people can sense who you are. They know who you are. And I can tell you, even having discussions with him, he never asked, well, how am I going to get reelected? That's not it. He says, how do we fix this for the people? What can I do now? What can I do when I'm elected? He's very focused on it because he's real and authentic. But here's the deal.
He's not real and authentic. Are we talking about the same person right now?
The demons know
Well, because
he'll fix it.
Yep.
because he's always talked about safe and secure elections.
Yeah.
Which that's the real war, isn't it?
Yes,
They
it is.
hate
She didn't get a COVID vaccine, did she? I'm just joking. God.
him for that.
Well, we've never, well,
Question the election.
our first problems that we ever had in the United States with mail-in ballots. Do you know when that was?
We literally have not had a problem with mail-in ballots. Although Bush v. Gore was a really crooked system that played out, but whatever. That wasn't with mail-in ballots. That was with hanging chads.
When?
Vietnam.
The second term of Abraham Lincoln.
Really?
Yeah. When the soldiers were voting in, they knew that mail-in ballots were wrong, and therefore they stopped it. Now,
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble believing him. Mail-in ballots under Lincoln. Oh, interesting. Mail-in ballots were part of a plot to deny Lincoln re-election in 1864. Traveling to Baltimore in the fall of 1864, Orville Wood had no way of knowing he would soon uncover the most elaborate election conspiracy in America's brief history. Wood was a merchant from Clinton County in the most northeastern corner of New York. As a supporter of President Abraham Lincoln, he was tasked with visiting troops from his hometown to look after the local ticket. I mean, get to the point. What happened? Troops from New York were allowed to authorize individuals back home to cast a vote on their behalf. Along with their mail-in ballots, troops would assign their power of attorney on slips that required 4 signatures: the voters, the person authorized as a recipient, a witness to the signed affidavit, and a fellow officer. These documents would be sealed in an envelope and shipped back home to be counted in the final vote. This was the process that Orville Wood intended to uphold. He would testify in court later. He quickly found out what a challenge that would be. Okay, yeah, I guess we can see how that could go wrong. I don't feel like reading through it. The point is, there were some issues under Lincoln, apparently. People have tried to take advantage of the system, of course. We have incredible safeguards in place. You know what we have today to ensure the vote that we didn't have back then? Computers.
The next thing that happened is in 1948, LBJ, right, running in Texas,
Oh boy, they hate him. They hate Lyndon B. Johnson.
running to become a senator.
You mean 68?
No, it's
48. 48.
really?
This was 48 when he's
Texas.
first running to become a senator in Texas.
Oh my God.
Okay. And so he's running a race. He gets to the end and he realizes his butt's getting handed to him. His campaign manager gets in a car, drives to West Texas, and magically finds a box called Box 13 that magically has 202 ballots in it that they missed.
Right.
Now, what's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is that these guys will go back all the way 75 years to find some evidence of voter fraud when there was no complaint or protest or anything at the time. Like, my God, people, please, just stop being like this. I'm begging you. What's your book called? Where do I get it? I haven't decided on a name yet, but yeah, owenmorgan.com. That is where you find it. I do have another book out, though, obviously. Yeah, thank you, Nicholas Gaming. I appreciate that. You can sign up for the mailing list, and I will alert people when it's released.
That put LBJ in, and that's been used time immemorial. You're not looking
You mean time immemorium, but okay.
at something that's new. We're looking at something that got hyper accelerated because of Trump, but it's all been a charade.
Yeah.
It has all happened right under our noses. They basically move us like pawns and do it. And that's
My God, these people are in another dimension.
why I knew I could expose it if we just look at the paper. So here's the premise. If you focus on the voting machines,
of 2020.
2020, 2022, 2024, doesn't
Which
matter.
I do. I'm obsessed.
Okay, so let's just do 2020.
That's a problem.
Okay.
Oh, they're doing their stupid ads. Let's jump forward. All right, here we go.
Off down the road, they actually help you aggressively pay down your debt. So very good company. Highly recommend. It's good.
Do you own a gun?
Multiple.
Okay. Let's say you have a gun in the nightstand.
Mhm.
How many people is it shot?
0.
Is your gun going to get out of that nightstand and go shoot somebody?
No.
It's not. Now, it requires two things, okay? It requires the ammo, the ammunition, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be in the gun. Gun doesn't work without the ammunition, but it's
Okay.
got to have a person with bad programming,
Right.
No, but okay, whatever. Go on.
right? Now, let's look at machines. We're all joined here because pieces of equipment, but all of us predominantly are using different forms of programming to ingest it depending upon where we're watching it,
Right.
whatever phone we have. So is it this that's making it work? No, it's software. Everything works by software. Doesn't
Right.
matter what it is.
I simply disagree, good sir. But okay.
So you have to understand the machine world versus the software world. We do not in America have voting machines. The last voting machines we used in the United States of America, which really didn't have high concentration, was back when we had the Bush-Gore debacle in 2020.
Mhm.
Right.
Now, that was a punch machine.
Hanging
Mhm.
checks.
So that technically was a voting machine because
Machine,
it's exactly pushing it and it tells it how to count it.
Okay. So how are you defining machine? When you say voting machine, do you mean a hole punch? Because I guess a hole punch is a voting machine technically. Are you serious with this?
Well, I believe now that was orchestrated.
I do too.
And that was
Sure.
orchestrated to usher in technology machines to do it. So here's how
Right. Because just technology improving wouldn't be enough justification. Wow, dude, I'm getting destroyed right now. How is this happening? I guess I can go with Firo, but I cannot believe how hard I'm getting hit by this. What's it called? Diglett. I want to call it Ditto. Jesus, dude. This is insane.
The machine part, which we'll deal with first. Number one, you always hear about Dominion voting machines or these voting machines. We don't have voting machines. We have voting systems, which you have Dominion software systems or Dominion voting systems. They are a software company.
Yeah, they produce all kinds of things. It's not just voting machines. I don't remember what else they produce. I looked into it a while back.
Now, when you look at what basically tallies the vote and puts it in the spreadsheet, it's actually a Dell computer.
Okay.
Now, it's a Dell computer that you can buy on eBay for about $462 that they sell to the state for about $65,000.
Of course.
And
Oh, please.
it's leased.
Of course.
But
Getting into his, what, price gouging the government complaints? Yes, okay. Government is price gouged. Got it.
10% back to the big guy.
our system is
The big guy, of course, being Biden.
designed to
I mean, they're so full of shit. Everything out of their mouths is just bullshit. All of it.
eBay for about $462 that they sell to the state for about $65,000.
Of
And it's
course.
leased.
Of course.
But
10% back to the big guy.
our system is designed to be broken. It's not designed
To be secure.
to be secure.
Right.
And that's why they always tell on themselves, the
All right, you know how I know that he's completely full of shit? The more people that are required to participate in a conspiracy and keep it quiet, the less likely it is to be a conspiracy theory. You know, there's a conspiracy theory back in like the late 90s that the government was spying on everything that we did, listening to every phone call, recording all of it. And then we got hard evidence in 2000, whatever, '08 maybe, that they were, in fact, doing that through the PRISM program. It's no longer a conspiracy theory, and we all accept it as real now. We understand that this is really happening. It moves from conspiracy world to real world when evidence is provided. It has always worked that way. But in these people's minds, the moment they come up with a half-baked idea, it's real. It's 100% real. There's no doubt about it. And if you don't believe it, then you're wrong. The more people involved in a conspiracy theory, the less likely it is to be true. How many people would be involved in flat Earth as a conspiracy? Globe manufacturers, telescope manufacturers, airline pilots, everybody at SpaceX, Elon Musk, everybody, all the way up the chain, all of them. It would take 60% of society to keep their mouths shut. And your stupid ass believes that you figured this out behind their backs or some other thing? Come on. Anyway, it's way too many people. The torture program in the US was so protected, it was ridiculous. Nobody was supposed to know. It's need-to-know basis. Couldn't talk about outside of a secure bunker. And that got out. Not even that long after it started either, comparatively. If there's a secret, it will get out. It will. Like, even Russia's most top-secretest stuff got out, got to us. The fact that they're trying to mess with the elections by, like, creating bot armies and stuff. This is all well understood and well documented and out of the realm of conspiracy theory now and just into the realm of reality. But, you know, okay, I guess, what's the conspiracy he's laying down for us again?
system is designed to be broken. It's not
Right, the voting system is designed to be broken. Oh, I caught 30 species. I didn't know that. I gained the judge function. What the hell's a judge function? Okay, whatever. If this were real, Republicans would know about it. Certainly, Democrats that moved from Democrat to Republican, which actually happens all the time. What the hell's his name? God, names are slipping my mind today. Used to be the governor of West Virginia, now a senator of West Virginia. What the hell's his name? It's, oh my God, dude. I keep wanting to say Mitch McConnell. That's the Republican in charge. Joe Manchin. It's Joe Manchin. Oh my God, dude. Could not get that name. Anyway, Joe Manchin has switched sides like a billion times. He would know, and he'd blow the lid off of everything. If there is a secret to be told, it will be told. Only a matter of time.
designed
To be secure.
to be secure.
Right.
And that's why they always tell on themselves. The moment the election was in process, they started getting on TV for the first time in history. And what were they saying? The most secure election ever.
Yeah, dumbasses, because it was. And they knew that you guys were going to come out here and say all this stupid shit.
They were building the programming for us so we would repeat most secure election ever. We've never said that before time. So look at that as an outlier. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the coincidences.
Okay.
They're not coincidences. Oh my God. He did this in the previous one too. He said he played a clip of Bernie Sanders saying what Trump is going to do on election night is he's going to claim that he's winning, but we're going to see a red mirage. Oh, this guy's name isn't Gary. Shoot, I named him Gary. Anyway, we're going to see a red mirage, and that red mirage is going to be the result of Trump supporters coming in and voting on election day, and then the blue wave is going to come in to destroy the red mirage because they're going to start counting mail-in ballots and stuff afterward. Bernie Sanders laid that whole thing out like a week before the election and said Trump is going to claim that, you know, we should stop voting on election night. Wait and watch. We should stop counting votes immediately after the polls close, even though we still have to count the votes that were just cast in the polls. And that's what happened. Jovan Pulitzer here says Bernie Sanders knew something ahead of time. What did he know? These people are such a joke. In my opinion, I think Jovan Pulitzer knows better.
Because everybody's saying, let's look at the evidence. Well, before we get to the evidence, let's just kind of go back. Because what you have to do is you have to look at all the things that didn't happen before that happened
I
now.
gotta get popcorn. I'm craving popcorn.
I'm going to have to go to the bathroom too. This
Okay,
is fascinating.
so here's what you have. And so they said it was the most secure election ever.
Right.
First time they ever did it.
Right.
The next part of it is it was the first time that predominantly in the United States, default, most people are going by mail-in ballots.
Right. Because of COVID.
Right? Yeah. It was the first time we're trying to implement a system during quote.
No. I mean, people were using mail-in systems for like a long time. It wasn't the first time we're implementing this or whatever.
Most people are going by mail-in ballots.
Right. Because of
I don't think most were going by mail-in ballots, but okay, whatever.
COVID.
Right? Yeah. It was the first time we're trying to implement a system during quote unquote a pandemic. It's the first
pandemic
time that there were arbitrary laws in the state that they could make it under pandemic rules. And so they started
they hurried and changed them.
Because they were
right.
unconstitutional.
So we can't
Wait, why would they hurry and change them if it was a plan from the start? Why wouldn't they change them before the pandemic happened? Oh my God, people.
We can't check signatures right because of the pandemic. We can't do this. So what happens is you start having all those coincidences. Now, one of the interesting
these aren't coincidences. It's cause and effect. Does he know what Does he know what the word coincidence means? Has he ever seen that defined before?
Check signatures right because of the pandemic. We can't do this. So what happens is you start having all those coincidences. Now,
tell you, man, this guy needs to shave his head. He's going bald. He just needs to embrace it completely and stop struggling to pretend you're not.
Now, one of the interesting coincidences about 2020, and everybody saw it, is you look on television, you basically see the numbers coming across the screen, and they change.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, because people were counting, genius. Of course they were changing.
Now, you know this coming out of production. You have been in enough studios and enough production, you know nobody hits that freaking button for anything to go onto scene until that person's put up the chyron, a line director has checked it, a line producer has called it, and then the producer says, throw it on air.
No accidents.
You know it, I know it.
Yeah.
There are so many in between that. So why did we, for the first time in history, see it on TV?
You didn't see that on TV. You saw votes being counted on TV. What is he talking about?
Why? Because they needed to change the dialogue away from the crime into the very thing that's not enforceable.
Oh my God, dude. These people are just like delusional. They are so delusional. It is crazy to listen to somebody that is delusional to this degree. And I'm not even sure that this guy is delusional, honestly. I believe Roseanne is, and I believe her son likely is too. But this guy right here, I don't know. He's encouraging people to be delusional, certainly. It's just nuts.
How it works.
Wow.
When you saw television, the numbers change.
Right.
What you saw was what's called the Edison data.
No, oh my God, the Edison data. I can't believe he's bringing this up. Okay. Mike Lindell made a bunch of claims about the Edison data forever ago. So let me explain. Some news agency, I don't remember who it was, which one. It was a reasonably legitimate news agency. Maybe it's just called Edison data. Anyway, they go from like place to place, go from voting location, and do snap polls like on the ground, like exit polls. When people leave the polling location, they ask them who you voted for. And they're not asking literally every single person. They're kind of selecting, you know, give or take, how many people are voting for this person, you know, compared to how many are walking out. And also, it's voting day in person counts. So they're not counting mail-in ballots. They're not counting early voting or any other type. It's all just in person, day of, which obviously is going to favor Trump. Now, I believe that the Edison report has an API that you can access like on the spot. Like you just request the Edison data through a website and it'll just give you the most updated Edison information. It's useful for some things, but it is not useful for telling who won the election. Like, if, for example, it's useful for knowing like which districts are likely going to go this way or that way, knowing if those districts like counted their mail-in ballots yet or whatever else. So anyway, that is the Edison data. And it's just some company. Like, it's not some big special thing. I looked into this all because of Mike Lindell. Here, this is Lindell. This is November 9th, 2022, claiming to have caught Democrats red-handed cheating in 2022 because of the Edison report.
For one thing, everybody should go to Frank's speech and get educated. We're putting
No, thank you, sir.
everything up there. Evidence has been up there from the 2020 election for months, and it's to know that. It's to be educated so you can say, "Hey, he really did. Oz really did win." We have a coming out of the.
Oh, that's right. Mehmet Oz was running, and they're claiming that he actually won. Please.
Oz really did win. We have a coming out of the Edison report. This is what we used, and this is everybody can look at everybody can see this. Every vote in the country goes through.
No, it does not. It's not even every vote. It's just some in-person votes selectively go into this system day of. Holy shit, man. These people are so full of shit. So full of it.
Edison research in New Jersey. So you pull this out in real time. You can actually, if you go to Jeff O'Donnell's website, or we have a lot of them posted on Frank's speech. We'll have them all up there tomorrow. Gene, you can see every time Oz caught up, they popped in 90,000 votes for Fetterman, and they front loaded almost 200,000. Now they did it.
Oh my God.
At least 4 times that we're seeing. And it's almost 400 or 500,000 votes. We'll have the final totals very soon.
Any second, right? We're going to prove that this is all a lie any second. Oz lost. I believe he conceded, didn't he? Did Oz concede?
But that's what they did. And you can see it for yourself. You go, this could only be done by computers. You don't have all of a sudden 200,000 or 90,000 people voted. You couldn't even put that many ballots in that quick. Right. And
hey, Jagoff, a group of 10 people are counting through ballots, and they tell you how many they counted, say 30,000, and that person adds the number 30,000 to the count. That's how it works. No, one person is not sitting there counting 30,000 ballots every 5 minutes. Are you really this oblivious to the process?
So we caught them, and we knew we were very prepared this time with the best technology in the world. And that Edison report, I guarantee you, Gene, they're going to do something about that, because I was very open of where we got a lot of this data. They're going to shut that down in the future. But we had one shot to catch them all, and we are, for one
shot to catch them all. There's a Pokemon joke in here somewhere. Somebody finish that for me. This is insane. These people need help. For real. Is Mike Lindell a true believer, do you think? The point is that Jovan Pulitzer is using the same BS line that Mike Lindell was using.
Not enforceable. Here's how it works.
Wow.
When you saw television, the numbers change.
Right.
What you saw was what's called the Edison data. That is not the official numbers
Right.
of the election.
It's getting reported live to news.
Well, basically, it's the Associated Press and others.
Right.
But predominantly, it's about 3,000 college volunteers that are dialing precincts saying, okay, where are you now?
That doesn't sound right to me. Maybe I'm incorrect about this. I don't believe that's right. Hold on. The precincts don't even know where they are at any given moment because they haven't counted it yet, right? Most of them. They have to shut down the polls before they can start counting, I believe. Yeah, access our gold standard of data exclusively through Reuters. Since 2004, Edison Research has conducted the only national exit polls. Yeah, they're exit polls in the United States, as I thought. I don't know what he's talking about. Our 2024 election coverage includes election day exit polls at voting locations around the country, in-person exit polls at early voting locations, and multi-mode phone and web RBS surveys by mail voters. Interesting. Anyway, point is, these people are completely full of shit.
So the first part of it is, can a number be entered in wrong if the kids are putting in a spreadsheet? Of course it can. But let's just set that aside. It is designed to create
Wait, why are we setting that aside? I don't understand.
drama and something to talk about on TV. And so they used this. It became a production element, just like when Ted Turner did CNN and we get ticker tape and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But it has never, ever been
Official.
the election.
Right.
Television can't decide the final.
Right.
But
Correct. Yes, you are correct. What's the point here? I don't understand. What's he getting at?
what the system allowed us to see is numbers changing on TV. So now when you take a population that hasn't been in production like us,
But bro, they couldn't just put fake numbers up? Why did they need to pull data from some organization to do this?
and doesn't understand, between that number getting on the screen, there's 5 people involved, and it didn't get there until somebody freaking approved it, right? So they don't know that. So what they think is, oh, we saw the numbers change. It's never happened in history before,
Right.
ever.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Now, when you consider that, everybody started saying, they took the votes, they stole the votes.
I did.
They swapped the votes.
I shared that video 1,000 times.
Hang on. That's what you logically think,
That's
Right.
what they wanted you to
and that's
think.
what they wanted you to think. Now, let me
Wow.
What? Oh my God, we're going conspiracy inception over here.
tell you why they wanted you to think that.
Why?
Because it was a digital mechanical change. You watched it be this,
Mhm.
it changed, it
Yeah.
did this. Now you understand that that's all digital.
Right.
Uh-huh.
You understand that's a machine.
Right.
So everybody started then saying the
machines
shorthand,
flipping the
the
votes.
machines flipped
Flip
the
the
votes.
vote, yeah.
I
Now
said
this
that.
is
Nobody was thinking that. At best, people thought that there was some kind of an error, and I don't even know what they're talking about right now. I don't remember seeing that. I remember there being like a bug on the front end that displayed the number wrong on the website. I don't remember anything about like CNN displaying whatever. Like, what are you talking about?
your mind. It's called pareidolia. It's why you can see a
Pareidolia. I've never heard that word before. Pareidolia? You mean pareidolia? It's detecting faces and things that aren't faces, is what that means. I'm going to spell it wrong. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. Here's a great example. Oh my God, I love this. This is great. This is a great picture right here. I love this picture. A seal and a little potato. That's great, man. Here's another one. Clouds on the left. And then this super sad little bell pepper. Yeah, that's pareidolia. I think it's actually pronounced pareidolia or something. Okay. What about pareidolia?
a face in a rock and think
Right.
it looks human. You're searching for answers. God gave us the ability to fill things in quicker, mainly to save our lives in the jungle, right? But boom, here it is. You fill it in, and so you're submitting the answer. Now these guys are so smart, they knew it. But here's the real fact. Number one, in the United States of America, we don't have voting machines.
Okay.
We have voting systems which utilize scanners, printers, digital cards, softwares, and basically spreadsheets.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about right now. I did not mean to use teleport on my cadabra just now. That's sad. Damn. All right. Our voting systems use printers and scanners?
But here's what they know. See, in America, for our elections, they basically decide on, okay, this is the approved software by which you can tally or conduct an election. It's an approved piece of software. It's approved by the Election Assistance Commission, which is basically a government agency.
Right.
And now it's that software and systems that's sold to states to run their elections. The companies then have pieces of equipment that are approved to run said software. Okay.
Understood.
Now, the media has taught us to say voting machines when that's, remember, in court, you got to be literal.
The media taught us to say this. See, the media wanted us to think that there really was fraud, so that... Oh my God, bro. I don't think I've seen a conspiracy theory this winding in a while. This is intense.
Literal. It's literal, okay?
Okay.
So it's a voting system, but here's the deal.
That's why they sued Tucker.
Yes.
Well, that's what we're.
This is really... He's a very good he's very charismatic. He's very good at holding people's attention and explaining things in a very understandable way. That's interesting. Total scumbag. Lying, but really good at kind of twisting things around, right?
We're getting it.
But I'm gonna
Get
give
on
you
the mic, Ma.
I'm gonna give you a layup here.
I'm just getting this as
You're
I'm
not on the
watching.
mic, Ma.
Get on the mic.
I'm just watching like a movie. Go.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna give you it because it's so
That's how
subtle.
Dominion won, but
It's how Dominion won.
Okay.
And I started screaming early, but I was called a lunatic. But here's the deal.
That means you
Well, you are a lunatic.
were right.
In the Election Assistance Commission, which folks, you can look it up. Go to the Election Assistance Commission website. And I'm going to explain every break in the system here.
Okay.
They approve a version of the software. So let's call the software Rosie 5.1, and that's the approved software. When the state orders the machine,
Wait, is he complaining that like there are software standards and requirements? Does he think that it should all be open up to like any software or something?
machines and or systems, all they have to order is this is the software and we're going to run it, let's just say hypothetically, on this Dell computer. And that is technically approved.
Why Dell? Can it be Compaq instead?
And that machine is configured with that piece of software and is sent to your county. Now, if you go to the Election Assistance Commission website, and you can read it yourself, the thing that sticks out is you've got to read the VVGL. And here's what it says.
Vavuggle.
All of the rules, all of the guidelines, all of the suggestions of how you have to run your election are 100% voluntary.
Okay, I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but no, it's not voluntary. You're still legally required to follow all of the rules of your state. It's just the state can make decisions for themselves. That's how it works. What is he even going on about?
You can go look right now. Every rule to run the United States elections are voluntary compliance.
I mean, they're controlled by the state. You're saying they're voluntary from the federal government. Yes, the federal government has no control over what states do. That's correct. That's how it's always worked since day one.
And the Election Assistance Commission is made up
So
of...
there's no vows to the Constitution.
No, none. It's all voluntary.
Actually, what did she say one more time?
Free compliance. And the Election Assistance Commission is made up
So
of...
there's no vows to the Constitution.
No vows to... Yes, there are vows to the Constitution. You know what the Constitution says? The states control their election systems.
No, none. It's all voluntary. And the very board that makes up this body is the quote-unquote voting companies themselves. Now,
Wow.
what...
No
Oversight.
No recourse.
No
Oversight.
vow
None.
to the United States well-being. or
Zero.
the Constitution.
Zero. It gets worse. So the first thing you have to understand about the machines, and everybody's screaming about the machines, it'll never get a conviction. It's identical to Hillary's email, right?
What, in that it's fictitious? It's a fictitious problem? FYI, we did get Hillary's emails, by the way. I don't know if you guys were aware of that. Guy named, a hacker that goes by Guccifer 2.0 from Russia. He's a Russian hacker. Got her emails and released them through WikiLeaks. And that's why Julian Assange is so, disliked right now, because he interfered in the 2020 election, the 2016 election, by helping Donald Trump in releasing Hillary's emails. You know what we learned from her emails? Pretty much nothing, except QAnon formed out of her emails. Pizzagate is from Hillary's emails, and a whole bunch of other QAnon BS, spirit cooking, so on and so forth. It's all from Hillary's emails. Nearly every QAnon conspiracy theory, come to think of it, is from her emails. Anyway, the point is that her emails exist and we have them. So?
You have to understand about the machines, and everybody's screaming about the machines. It'll never get a conviction.
Oh my God, dude, my eye is bothering me.
It's identical to Hillary's email, right? Oh, I didn't know I was I couldn't do it.
Plausible
They got plausible
I have no idea what he's talking about.
deniability from the bit and no enforceability. And especially in machines, they could say, oops, it was a boo-boo.
Right.
We didn't mean to do it. Now,
Didn't that
Who said this? What are you talking about?
That's
made a
in
mistake.
somebody
that happened in
accidentally
one of the
deleted it.
states, right?
What?
There was a flipping in one state that got in the machine. There was a vote flip.
No. What they saw was, hang on,
Okay, sorry.
somebody was doing it, and the vote
Wow, he's being kind of a D-bag to him.
wouldn't take,
Right.
or the vote would go to the other candidate. But what did they get to say? It was a software bug.
Right. They did. They said
See,
it was a
that's the
glitch.
point.
Wow, dude. So, okay, interesting. So what he's saying is, when it was provably, verifiably, actually a software bug, and there's no way of getting around that, it just was, he says they wanted to make it look like a software bug, so we'd believe everything else was just a software bug. And things that he views as inexplicable are them manipulating, whoever the f*** they is, manipulating the vote to get one over on Trump supporters. Oh my God, dude.
Right.
That's the whole point right there.
Okay, go back.
They can't say we programmed it and didn't want you to catch it.
Yeah,
They
the
just say
software
it was a
glitch.
bug.
Right.
So what they've done is they've built in the get out of jail free card into this. So when they got America to say the voting machines flipped the vote and they seeded a second word.
God, they're smart.
Oh, look,
God, they're smart. Oh my God, dude. This is insane. This is comical now. I'm actually kind of enjoying this. Hold on. This is funny. All right, so 51 minutes. No, 30. God, they're smart. Oh, it's so stupid.
they have the best and brightest in the room.
Yeah.
And this is the
We
handler
walk.
stuff. They go get them. They go recruit them.
Yeah.
And you either go for the dark side or you go for the light side, period.
Like
walk-
Jack
That handler thing he was talking about, handlers that Jewish people were given. Like over the years, Jewish people have handlers that they were given. Pharaoh was one of the Jewish handlers. It's just so stupid.
Smith.
Right.
You better believe it. You better believe it. You're either the token. Anyway, so they know you can't get any convictions on the machines. And so they basically chaos and game theory this out. Now, number
Yep,
one,
yep.
Wow.
Dominion, you saw Dominion executives sit in front of Congress and say, we do not make machines that connect to the internet. And you're saying, you liar mother effers.
Didn't you hack a machine?
Hang on before I get there.
And
Quit talking.
I'm a huge fan of his. Sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate
I'm a huge fan of his, he says. This is so embarrassing, dude. This is so painfully stupid and embarrassing. Get a room, lol, right?
It's like
it.
meeting Elvis for me.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna show you all this.
Sorry.
When he sat there, you're sitting at home throwing your popcorn at the damn screen, going, "You liar, you mother effer," right?
Right.
Mhm.
But here's the deal: they're not a machine manufacturer.
Wow.
Now you already
Wow, he says. What are you talking about? Dominion makes all kinds of different things. They are a software company, but don't they make the machines too? Maybe they outsource the machine production. What's the point here?
you heard them also say, "We do not make machines that have modems." You heard that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The machines don't have modems. They do not connect to the internet. That is accurate. That is a factual statement.
We do not make machines that have modems and connect to the internet. Jake, when's the last time, brother, you bought a modem?
15 years, probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now? There's a modem in their house. Modems are still required. Do they know what modems are? Jovan Pulitzer certainly knows, right? A modem connects to the internet. A router connects to other internal networks or whatever. Or it creates an internal network. An intranet is what it's called. INTRANET. They may have like internal networks, but they do not connect to the internet. They do not. And they shouldn't, honestly. The voting machines. All right. My brother worked for a, oh my God, what's it called? Cryptocurrency exchange for a while there. And, there was a big thing. Guy was charged by the FBI and they're on a manhunt and they come talk to my brother every now and then and ask if he's been in communication with him. Anyway, I'm sure the FBI's been watching my brother's finances and everything for all these years just to see, but he genuinely had nothing to do with it. Anyway, the guy basically worked with some people to steal all of the money in the exchange, effectively, because there are no regulations the way that like banks have regulations, right? Well, in a crypto exchange, they have two wallets, is what it's called. They have the hot wallet and the cold wallet. And cryptocurrency is basically just like a big, long mathematical number connected to a formula. It's a solved equation. And when you transfer cryptocurrency, you are transferring the equation and the solution to the equation to somebody else. So these people, they transfer all of the unused. So they keep like 2/5 or something of the cryptocurrency connected to the internet. But the rest of the time, they have a cold wallet where the cryptocurrency is disconnected from the internet. They transfer these equations and solutions to a computer that is not connected to the internet. And that makes it impossible to steal, impossible to hack, right? Well, this cryptocurrency exchange owner basically worked with somebody to hack the cold wallet by getting like a USB drive and plugging it into the computer and making it look like it wasn't him and all kinds of other stuff. And they just like they ran with all of it. They sold it and moved to like Argentina or some shit. So anyway, even cold wallets can be hacked is the point. Nothing is safe from hacking unless it's totally disconnected from the internet and there are multiple checks in place. When I voted in West Virginia in 2016, I remember I had a machine and I would hit the buttons. This is before any voting, like irregularity claims or whatever. I would hit the buttons that I chose and it would print it out along the side. And the woman said, sometimes these machines mess up. So you got to check the vote and make sure that the machine printed it out correctly. And if it didn't, then you can just hit the back button and it will overwrite and fix the mistake that it made. And I said, oh, okay, awesome. And that was it. That's how you fix hacking risks or whatever. Have a paper trail that can be followed back if need be. But this guy is trying to spin up this big, obnoxious, insane conspiracy out of absolutely nothing.
We don't make modems anymore.
Right.
We haven't made modems in man, over 20 years.
Those motherfuckers.
Because they became integrated.
Those motherfuckers! It's so stupid.
And they disappeared.
Right.
But what is the word they keep on using? And what is the word the media keeps on using on us? We don't use modems. We don't use modems because we take a shortcut because we understood it as a modem, but that's gone away. It's integrated circuit. It's built in. So with
I have no idea what he's talking about. When people say modem, they mean a chip that connects to the internet.
they say we don't even add modems in the machines. What are they saying? Here's what they're saying. We don't add modems in the machine because it's integrated to the freaking card. Now, that's the...
I have no idea what he's going on about. I have worked in the software industry my entire life up until very recently, up until I started YouTube. And honestly, I was in software after I started YouTube for like years. I have no idea what he's going on about right now. This makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Number one. So when they literally say we don't manufacture a machine with a modem connecting to the internet, they're right. Now, here's how they get around it. Number one, you can go to any state. If your state's ever done an audit of any kind of the machines, let me tell you how to find this because we exposed it.
Please.
You look up the model of the machine they're using. More than likely, it's a Dell computer. And then in that Dell computer, you get a serial number of the machine.
Yeah.
Now, if you've got a buddy that's in the computer business, like repair
Like this guy right here. Go on.
business, you can look up, right, that machine, and you will find it has a warranty on it because they have to warranty them in case something happens. And when you look up the profile of the machine, you will find they all have integrated cards with integrated Wi-Fi.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, you can look up these machines or whatever. It doesn't mean that they kept them stock. They could have removed things or whatever. And did they not have them like specially designed for these voting machines? In fact, is he even telling the truth? Do they even use Dell computers? And also, let's see. Wait a minute. What's this showing here? Intel wireless AC dual B Wi-Fi. Yeah, so this is just saying it has a network card, not that it has a modem that connects to the internet. Either way, as far as I know, there is always a paper trail, always. Like, even in these systems, in Dominion voting systems, it always prints it out on the side, right? Am I wrong here? And if there's some question of any sort, they just trace the paper trail down. Just follow it back and see who voted what and when, right? Well, I'm just looking here. Okay.
5G, cellular, everything.
Yeah.
But it's
5G. Oh, no. Don't tell me 5G. That's some scary stuff, guys.
integrated, which changes the game. Next.
Okay.
Now,
That doesn't change anything. Customer has to provide a router with an external IP address. Huh. How about that? You see what that just said? Interesting. You're telling me that they don't provide a modem in the systems? Wow. This is like he's been arguing against this entire time. This is literally what they said from the start.
so it's a word game. I've always told you it's a word game. Now, here's the next part of it.
It's all coded words.
All coded words. Now, when the state
It's not.
gets that machine, there are no rules that the state can't change it.
Oh.
It just has to arrive at the county with that software on it, which
What?
it does. So here's
Are you telling me that the state does not have a right to control its own election systems? By the way, do you know that Dominion voting systems only were used in, I don't know, 3 counties or something like that? It was almost nowhere. Of election systems 2020. Hold on. Yeah, so the majority of voters voted in person in 2020. It was mostly paper ballots, apparently. And they were run through counting machines, basically, which is good. We should be using counting machines. They're much more accurate than human beings. And again, you want to do it by hand, you can. That's an option. Like Cyber Ninja, that company did. You guys remember that company, Cyber Ninja? Counted through every single ballot and found that Biden won by more than initially expected. These people are so stupid.
here's the rest of the rig. If the county plugs it into a network, which is what they do.
Of course they do.
What's a network?
They don't always plug them into networks. I don't know what he's talking about. They print it out on the side and use that.
The network is the internet.
Right.
Even the software.
No, it isn't. The network is the internet. No, it is not. But okay, whatever. Go on.
Plugs it into a network, which is what they do.
Of course they do.
What's a network? The network is the internet.
Right.
Even the software, even the manuals that come from the voting companies say, if you want to see anything on the
I've seen
machine,
these, yeah.
you must connect it to a network. You're responsible for that.
Oh my God. He's lying here, right? He must know. Let me explain. I'm sorry. I feel like I have to explain all of this shit. I can't just let him get away with this. If you on your web browser right now go to a browser and type in http://192.168.1.1. It might be .0.1, depending on your network. It will take you to a home page that lets you change settings. You usually have to log in. The login will probably be on the back of your router. Might just be admin and then password is password, or maybe password is admin anyway. It's a website front end to configure settings on your system. It's easier than having somebody open the system up and like flip switches and stuff inside to change the settings. That's probably what they're talking about. You have to connect your system directly to another system and then go open a web browser and go to the IP address. Like I have the same thing with vMix. It sets up a temporary web server, vMix does, on my computer, and I can connect to that web server by going to port 8088. This is all super basic stuff. What they're talking about is not connecting to the internet, not using a modem or whatever. It is simply using the web front end. That's it. Oh my God, they got stupid ads. All right, let's jump forward.
Here's what
More.
or visit americanfinancing.net/Roseanne.
No, thank you.
So the responsibility is actually the county. So what do? They plug it in and boom, it wakes up. It's just like your phone going from 3G, 4G, or wireless. It knows it's inherently built in from the time we turn it on. We don't do any of that stuff anymore.
Right.
Let's keep on going.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm sorry. One more time.
Going from 3G, 4G, or wireless, it knows it's inherently built in from the time we turn it on. We don't do any of that stuff anymore.
Right.
Yeah, we do. You still have to connect a network card to the network. I'm not sure what he's talking about. If you, all right, here's an important point. What he's saying here, and he must know better than this. He's implying that because there is a network card that connects to a network to provide a front-end web interface the way I described, there must be 4 or 5G or whatever wireless connection. You need a modem for that. It doesn't have a modem. My computer doesn't have a modem. Almost no computers have modems, unless you install it directly and specifically. And why would you? You can get way better modems that don't fit inside of a computer. He is conflating network card with modem, and it has serious implications on what he's saying here.
Let's keep on going.
Wow.
So now what they do is they
they
trick the county to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Then when you understand it's voluntary and it's actually the county that has done it, then you understand nothing is enforceable. And so what they needed.
Like, this is just a lie. Anyway, tell what you think about it in the comments. These people need help for real.